Cavs have a new coach.
Yeah.
Guy named Kenny Atkinson, who never played in the NBA. He's only coached in the NBA. It's a guy who's been the Warriors' assistant coach for a minute. There have been a lot of speculation and rumors that they were going to grab the guy who'd been coaching the Hornets. But it looks like he might go to Detroit.
Borrego?
Yeah.
Well, he was an assistant with he was with the Hornets for a minute, and then he was an assistant with New Orleans.
I thought he was coming from Charlotte.
I don't think so.
Well, anyway, he's not the guy. Kenny Atkinson is, he played for a long time, but he played for a lot of teams around the world. And he is going to be hired as head coach for the Cavaliers, Golden State Warriors. So, what's his name's right-hand man? Is that one of
He was
Steve
like
Kerr's right-hand man over there?
Assistant with the Warriors, and he coached the Nets for 4 years.
During the Kyrie Kevin Durant.
Yeah,
thing.
He had them for a couple years, but
Okay.
it was. I think he only had them for one season. They got blown out because they wanted to bring in somebody else, and that was all just a nightmare. But he overachieved with that roster.
Yeah.
Before Kyrie and because Kyrie was hurt for part of the season, and then I don't know, it was a mess. But he's a good coach. I think it's going to be very good for the Cavs.
Me too.
Thanks, Mary.
So Jarrett Allen and Karis LeVert played for him on the Nets?
Yep.
So, but that's the beauty, by the way, especially when you look at this Monty Williams situation in Detroit. We've talked about it a million times, but I'll talk about it 1,000,001. The best gig in sports is being a coach because players can come in, something that's, for the most part, in a lot of situations, out of your control. New players will come to the roster. They don't want you there anymore. They want to bring their own guy in, and they've got the juice. So that happens sometimes. So you're in there. You know, you've signed a 5-year deal, but these guys want their guy in. So you're gone after 1, but they got to pay. Monty Williams,
dude, he
signed a record contract with the Pistons. Well, the Pistons fired him. Ironically, when they were talking about who was going to come to the Cavs, the dude from the Pelicans and the Hornets they were talking to looks like he's going to be the guy to replace Monty Williams in Detroit. But the Pistons, they were the worst team in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Pistons are rarely any good. I always have a soft spot for the Pistons because it's my wife's team. I was on in Detroit for a long time. And
I mean, they have two definitive eras when they were a good team.
Yes.
With,
and they've always had one or two really good players
early
along the way.
2000s, and then, they've been asked for a while now.
Right. So, Monty gets fired. He just couldn't get Vinny Microwave Johnson to do anything for him. They fire him after 1 season. But they still owe him $65 million.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you might recall the beginning of the season, the Pistons, they lost 28 games in a row. Like they were setting league records and not the kind you want to set. And so they go, we got to get rid of this guy. It's like the dude over at Michigan State where my older kids go. They hired that dude. It was the dude that got fired for talking dirty to that woman, right? And they signed him to some massive contract, and then they had to fire him.
For the football team, right?
Football team, yeah. Mel Johnson or whatever it was.
Gone.
But I think they got out of that for morals clause or something. But Monty Williams, 1 season in, gets fired, and they have to. And again, for anybody who I know everybody realizes that professional sports just print money. But to bring it into clearer focus is when teams are like, we're willing to eat this money to move on. And so that's what they're doing with Monty Williams. And he came in.
After 1 season, he was the coach of the year.
But he came in legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was coach of the year.
He was coach of the year, got the Suns to the finals.
Yeah.
And then they had like a down year the next year when they made all those trades, and they didn't, they had a lot of injuries. And they go, get him out of here. Bring in Frank Vogel. Oh, what a.
But, I mean, so this dude's sitting pretty.
Mm-hmm.
No matter where he goes, he could pick up a team tomorrow.
I don't think there's any. I think the only team without a head coach right now is the Pistons.
Well, and if they grab Gallego or whatever it is.
Gallego, yeah.
Yeah, so Monty Williams gets $65 million more. He signed a $78.5 million contract with the Pistons. It was the largest contract ever for an NBA coach. 6 years, $78.5 million.
Yeah, because
they go, man, we gotta get you out of here.
This just isn't working.
Oh my God.
Pay me $65 million to go away,
Oh.
please.
It's just the greatest gig. It's the greatest gig. Hey, I mean,
Because even if you're like, oh man, I wasn't a very good coach, you're just like, $65 million I don't have to work for. All right.
but
that's
why
fine.
do these teams sign? I mean, even a great coach might make it 2 or 3 years into a contract and they go, it's not really working out. I don't know why they sign these guys to. I mean, 6 years is a long time in that spot. Of course, HR Puffin stuff was a coach here for a while, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe they have to if it's that
No,
much
it's-
money.
Well, it's the
Like they can't
the
sign
agents
them
are
for
like,
one
we're not
year.
gonna, we're not gonna sign. We want guaranteed money for this amount of years.
Right.
And the agents negotiate them very, very good contracts.
So, again, my calls, and I made many of them to the front office there at the Romo Fijo, my calls to bring back David Blatt to
Did
the
not work.
Cavaliers organization fell on so many deaf ears. Nobody over there listened to me. And you're saying to yourself, well, Alan, what credentials could you possibly bring to those negotiations? And my answer, of course, is none. 0 credentials. But this is a sports world in which a guy who came in with amazing credentials, coached for a year, and is still going to get $65 million. You think they just cut him a check, or they give it to him every year?
It's paid out. There's a schedule on it.
Yeah. Man,
I'll coach a game for that.
he's making,
Right.
you give it that Bobby Bonilla money.
I could do it.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, it's all a crapshoot.
But yeah, I could have also taken the Pistons to the worst record.
Yeah,
Right,
last
I
season.
could have done
have.
that.
You could have. Guys, we brought on Bill Squire. He is, we're hoping for big things from him.
And I would do it. You know what? I'd even do it. I'd do it for half.
Half
of
the
what-
money.
Yeah.
I'd do it for $2 million.
We got
I know,
this
right?
guy.
I'd do it for $1 million.
We got this guy for half the money that we got Monty Williams. Has this guy ever coached basketball? Nope.
I
But he
cheered
can't.
for it.
Yeah, he can't do worse
Pretty
than
good
the guy
at
who
pop
got
a shot.
Right.
His, yeah.
That's like I was a basketball cheerleader from grade 7 through college, so I do understand the rules. Set a screen, you don't foul.
Mhm.
Break.
Do the well, you say rules, I'll use your word. Do the cheerleading rules
No, no.
change from 7th grade to college?
The rules of basketball.
But there are also things that you do and don't do in cheerleading.
Not really.
You can do anything you want.
The big thing is don't hurt yourself or someone else, and don't go on the field or court during gameplay.
And don't bang the players.
That's not really a rule. Everybody does that. I didn't do that.
Everybody
are-
but you did that.
But there are certain jersey chasers, were what we would call them.
Of course.
Yeah.
But that wasn't you.
I was never interested.
Ah.
They're dumb.
They weren't.
They're
So
dumb?
They weren't fat
But-
gingers.
Yeah, but in
There's
college,
plenty of fat gingers on the line.
you're not
I
dating
was thinking
guys
more
because they're
basketball.
brainiacs. They're just hot dudes.
But I've never liked someone you can't have a conversation with because they're just football.
So brave. Mary
I am
Santora is a
brave.
sapiosexual
I
over
am.
here.
Watch me.
Good for you.
When you're just like, duh, I'll play football. I got a 0.8 GPA.
Well, you're not marrying them. You're
Coach
in.
doesn't
This is what I'm
cut
saying.
me.
You're in college. You're not marrying them. You're having fun.
Yeah. No, I never really went for that.
All right. You didn't date a single athlete in college.
Mm-mm.
How long did you go to college?
3.5 years.
In the 3.5 year. Why didn't you just finish college?
She's
I
gonna
was
be
gonna
famous.
Yeah, but I mean,
Had I finished college, I wouldn't be on this show, Ellen.
they
Think about what you're asking.
We
My
do
bo-
think
my-
about it all the time.
I'd be a pharmacist somewhere, unhappy and divorced.
I mean, my boss when I was an intern and then I got hired as a producer, he didn't know I was still in school. He wanted me to quit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm almost done.
But there's
I'm
no
not
point.
quitting. Huh?
I don't need it now anyway. I shouldn't have gone in the first place.
But I don't need it either.
That's what I'm saying.
But
so why finish?
because you've already put it. I know it's a sunk cost fallacy at that point, but it's like at that point, Why not
For
just
what? What do I need a bachelor's of science in pharmaceutical sciences for?
But you don't.
I'm sorry, bachelor's of mathematics of pharmaceutical science.
Anything could have happened, and you wouldn't have been on the path you're on.
Sure.
You could have been the highest paid person at Target.
I could have been.
Yeah.
What a boring life. I'd be addicted to pills, I can tell you that.
I'd
be the one like, oops, it fell on the ground.
My condolences to all of the hard-working pharmacists throughout Northeast Ohio.
I don't think you just go, well, it fell
You
on
can't
the ground.
serve it. You can't put it in a bottle if it fell on the ground.
Yeah.
You put it in your mouth. It's not my fault. It's just the Xanax happen to keep falling. There's nothing I can do about it.
Two for
Guys,
you, one for me.
Yeah.
Low mare like the downers.
Your pharmacist keeps nodding off back there. Did you give her that little crumb thing, like in the fine dining, where you put the
crumb
pills
catcher.
in? Yeah, you put the little crumb catcher in the pills.
Yeah.
Well, listen. What a boring life, she says. Is it as thrilling to be a pharmacist as to be in showbiz?
No.
Now, if you're
Absolutely not.
we would all say no. But if you're a pharmacist,
Actually, you probably hear some crazy stories.
well, that's what I'm saying. If you're no 2 days are alike. If you're a pharmacist, you are in like pharmacy showbiz, right? It's an exciting life to you.
You're the guy.
You're going to or the girl. Most of the pharmacists I see are females, by the way. So I wonder what the ratio is in pharmacy school.
It was pretty even, I feel
Was
like.
it? Because I
I
couldn't
feel like
tell.
I see both.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the last time I saw a male pharmacist.
A lot of them.
I'm sure there are. I'm just saying, like the places that I've gone recently, it's largely been female. So I don't know if it's.
I
know.
like to,
So if you're making what $150,000 a year
that's like starting.
starting,
Yeah.
so you
Oh, is it
probably be up
really?
to, like,
Yeah.
you'd
You
probably be up
start
to-
at that?
Yes.
You'd probably be at like $200,000 a year. You got a nice house,
250. Yeah.
$250. You can go on vacations.
Yeah.
You think you'd still be miserable?
Yeah.
And
I think
rather-
I'd be bored. I think I'd be like, something would have happened. I can almost guarantee you I would have been addicted to pills. I shouldn't be laughing about that, but I with the access to it and the addictive personality that I have, I don't know if my sobriety journey would have been the same to quit drinking. But had I not quit drinking and been a pharmacist, your girl would be mixing. I can
Really?
I can promise you that.
Wow. Yeah, but then you're going to lose your gig pretty fast. It's not like
Depends
they're-
on how sneaky you are.
Well,
I don't take them at work. I
You
put
said
them in my
you put
pocket.
it in your mouth.
I put
Oh,
it
you
I
just
dropped
on the
sneak it,
ground.
and then I take it at home.
yeah, but it
They
seems
still have
to
like
me
inventory.
I
and
was gonna
stuff.
say,
I'm doing the inventory.
No, you don't get to do. They have
not after they see you nodding off.
They're not. I'm not going to take them at work. I'll take it at home. I'll take
you
half
think-
of one
do
at
you
work
think
for
that-
fun.
I mean, I know a couple of pharmacists, and it seems like it's really difficult to
pretty
do that
regulated,
now.
yeah.
There's
I don't think
cameras
so.
everywhere, and there's
Listen, I worked in bars and I drank on the job. You find the blind
that's
spots.
different. Everybody
You
drinks on
find-
the job at a bar. You don't need a college degree in pharmacy to work at a bar.
You find the blind spots of where the cameras can't see, and then whoops, clink, clink, clink. There's 4 little pills I can't serve, and you come back up and you throw away 3. But while you're down there picking them up, you put 1 in the pocket, and then now you have a little treat.
I mean, listen.
If anybody
you make
works
it
in a pharmacy, please call and let us know if
How
Mary
many of you are stealing pills?
how fast Mary would be caught stealing.
Yeah,
pills.
you make it sound easy peasy, but I'm just saying I doubt in 2024 that it's that easy.
Well, I would have graduated in 2012.
I would imagine there's like
Yeah, they
So I
had
could have
cameras then.
stockpiled. I could have had like a little mouse, like putting it away.
Actually, I take that back because here's why you might be in good shape doing something like that. Because all I ever read about,
Trustworthy face.
no,
Oh,
that's no,
No.
no, how these chains are like slashing, like pharmacists are ready to hang themselves because these companies like CVS and Walgreens, all these companies are like, yeah, we're gonna have you and like 1 tech working, and that's it.
yeah.
And you're just working like nonstop
I'm
because
so tired.
you might have noticed a lot of people are on prescriptions.
Yeah.
And they just aren't staffed properly like a lot of other places. You
Right.
know, if you have staffing problems at Walmart and you have 20 lines open and there's 2 people working, it's an inconvenience. If you have a pharmacy staffing issue,
Yeah.
that's a whole other
I'm
situation.
working around the clock, dude. I need a little upper.
So even if but man, you can't do that for long. I mean, I can't
That's what
imagine
you
you do that
think.
for long. Even if you take them at home, there's going to be a cumulative effect. You're going to slip up. Something's
No.
going to happen. No.
Too good.
Too good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then it circles back to the question, why didn't you just finish pharmacy school so you could be living this requiem for a dream life?
Because I'm saying that's what would have happened because I would have been so miserable. I would have ended up marrying someone I didn't really love that I probably met in pharmacy school. We both had good jobs. We'd had a couple kids. I'd end up hooked on pills, divorced with no license by now.
So to you, the pharmacy thing embodies a whole other raft of bad decisions.
There are no good decisions no matter which path I take.
Huh.
Right? I mean, I guess I'm making good decisions now, but it took a lot to get there, you know?
Yeah.
Took a lot to get sober from that. I feel I really do
anything
feel like
worth doing involves some pain.
I really do feel like there is a very, very high probability that there is a, Spider-Verse mayor who is a pill-popping pharmacist going through a divorce who's just a train wreck.
Yeah.
Just sleeping with customers meets.
What's the best case scenario one?
Of like what my life is?
Yeah.
She's a billionaire.
Is that right
I'm
now?
a billionaire, yeah. No. It's like 5 years from now when I hit the Mega Millions.
No, it's like best case scenario, Spider-Verse mayor
Spider-Verse mayor.
that at this point.
34-year-old Spider-Verse mayor, what's best case scenario?
Yeah.
I'm a billionaire.
Okay, how?
I like, no. I like that in your scenario of being in showbiz and being successful, you still get rich by hitting the lottery.
Well, I'm not going to get rich from this.
You don't know. You're going to get rich in showbiz?
It's hard.
People do it. Well, of course, it's all hard. It's all luck and it's all.
I think it might be the same odds to hit the Mega Millions.
No.
I think it might be.
Have you seen how many people are famous? It's a lot of famous people.
Not for a long time.
Well, what's a long time?
Ever.
They ain't billionaires.
You stack cheddar. Yeah, there's.
I'm a billionaire.
I just think it's funny that in this scenario, you still win. You still get rich because you win the lottery.
Right. I win the lottery, and now I'm a billionaire. Now I don't have to work.
Yeah.
Right?
And so
So
what do
now
you do?
all I can do is focus on being hilarious. And I have butlers and maids.
Yeah, but that's work.
But is that even gonna? Are you gonna even be funny because you're
Yes.
so rich?
Oh, but I'm like hillbilly rich. I still got paper plates. You know what I mean? Like we're having a cookout.
But why if you had that much money? Even hillbillies buy nice flatware once they get crazy rich.
To ground me.
But you don't want to be grounded. You want to look down on other people.
No. I want to be hillbilly bougie, guys.
Yeah, but you
Available
can
now.
but you can be grounded and not be rich.
I am. You asked me what the best case scenario is.
I see. We're back on that best case scenario. No, he asked you what the best case scenario
Yeah.
was.
I'm a billionaire from the lottery. Brian and I just hang out and go to comedy shows.
Just hang out.
And here's the thing: it doesn't matter if I'm good, if I'm the best, if I'm famous, if I'm rich, because I don't need the money.
Right.
So this is now it's my hobby. I can do it whenever I want. I can go to whatever places will book me, and Brian and I just travel around.
You're creatively freed because you're not financially constrained.
Correct. Again, I am well in the camp of money solves all your problems, and you guys are not, and that is firmly where I stand.
I don't think it solves all.
That's because you don't know anybody who's crazy rich.
I know plenty of people who are crazy rich, but not enough to ask them if their problems are gone.
Well, they're clearly. I'm sure
But
they.
you know people that are crazy rich and they had to stop doing work because they were going crazy from working too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If you can be that rich and you don't have to work, you just hang out all day. That sounds awesome. That's
you wouldn't
best
wanna
case
work?
scenario. I hit Spider-Verse mayor is a billionaire from the Mega Millions. Brian and I just travel around the country. I do comedy when I want.
You still met Brian in that scenario.
Brian is he's there. He's baked into
He's
the
the
cake.
constant.
He's
Yep.
the constant.
Yep.
He gets to quit
How'd
his
you meet
garbage
him
man
this time,
job
though? When did you win the Mega Millions?
last week.
Okay, so
This
just
is like-
happened.
He found her ticket fell out of her garbage, and he went and knocked on the door.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's how
I think
she
you
finds
dropped
out that
this.
she won, and
Wait, so you live in...
that's how they meet.
Yeah.
What? Because he doesn't do garbage where you've
East
ever
Lake.
lived. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ended up in East Lake somehow.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a lot of nice property
Still a
over there.
bartender,
Oh, boy.
probably.
Yeah.
Bartender, comedian. I don't know if I'm sober in this scenario because I'd like to be drunk if I'm a billionaire.
A
That's
drunk
right.
billionaire.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, yeah. Might be...
I guess. I guess I'd never thought of it that way. Being a drunk billionaire.
I'm a billionaire.
I know we
So you're
gotta
like Dudley Moore and Arthur.
Sure.
Hello, girls.
Get in the boat.
Yeah. All right. I've got to take a break. I'll have those